For those of you who have not seen this yet, Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia, abbreviated as DFFOO, or as we're further reducing it to OO, will be a new game that will be launching in 5 days, January 30th. And I will be playing it and streaming it alongside Final Fantasy Record Keeper, and the initial launch of the game is going to come with like free currency in game, as well as currency that we can get from the game itself by just running the beginning stuff. And in doing so, we can do this over and over again, the process. We're just resetting and going back and seeing if we can use the game's gacha system to give us a favorable roll to start our accounts out with. You don't have to do this. It's going to be very time consuming. I'll just tell you that now. So, you got 3 options really. 1, don't do it. 2, just wait until you get something decent. 3, wait until you get something really good. And I will talk about which is what. The problem is that I can't go into that much right now is we don't know what is going to be available in the gacha system immediately when we start the game. So we should be getting the 5k gems. Well, that plus the 10k gems that we get from completing the first chapter is the reroll point, and that's what we're going to be doing here. Is getting our 15k gems, which gives us 3 rolls on the gacha, and hoping that with those 3 rolls, we get something really good. So first things first, we actually don't play the game. This is, unfortunately, BlueStacks, and the process I'm going to use right here is the foolproof method. But if you know other ways to do it inside your phone or your tablet or your emulator's operating systems, then do that. But what I'm going to use here is I'm going to go into Android settings, and this will be available to everybody. So that's why I'm going to use this method. So you go into settings, and inside settings, it's just going to say apps. It doesn't matter what version of Android you're running. They're all going to have this. You go to Opera Omnia, and then it's pretty simple. Clear data. All this app's data will be deleted permanently. This includes all files, settings, accounts, databases. It's all gone. So now we go back home. Launch Opera Omnia. Yep. Want to select the left one. You won't have to worry about that because that'll be in English. Scroll all the way to the bottom of this mess. This will light up. And now it starts downloading the stuff again, and we've relaunched our account. For iOS, it will be a little different. For iOS, you cannot just delete the game's data and without deleting the app. You need to delete the app. That will reset the game data, and then you can relaunch and reroll. Will this reroll process be the same for Japan and global? Don't know. But this is the only one that we know of currently. I may be releasing another tutorial once the game launches if it requires a different method. But this method is the one that we know, and hopefully it works because it's really simple. We won't have all of this stuff to download at first for global. It's going to take longer because this is a Japanese client and they're a year into their game already. Now that's the part of the difficulty that I think we might run into, CSDX, is that you saw the Google Play Games message come up. If it works like Record Keeper, I would assume that if you have your account linked and have Google Play Games active, it might sync through that, and that would be a problem. That would change our reroll process. I'm hoping, just like what Adia just said in chat, is that to bind it and sync up through a different service, you link it to your Square Enix account. That is what we want to happen. Because then we have a choice. Then we reroll, 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 reroll. Okay, I like what I got. Now I link up to Square Enix, my Square Enix account, and now my data is secure. That is the way we want it to work. We do not want Google Play Games to be the sync, because that would change the reroll process. Well, maybe we do want it that way, but it depends, because we don't know how the reroll process would work. Maybe it'll be harder, maybe it'll be easier, or just as easy. But we know the Square Enix method works, and it's very easy, so that would be nice. Oh. Put on our name. We skip all cutscenes, don't have to do anything here, that's just showing you the initial characters. We hit the button that sends us over to the world map. And we just start going through the motions. Great, Global's doing it through Facebook. Well, that sucks. It's fine because it works for the re-rolling process, but it sucks that it's through Facebook. So, skip whenever possible, obviously. So you choose when to bind it to your Facebook account. Make a dummy account. That's what I'm going to be doing. Because Facebook is the stains of life. Right now we're still in tutorial mode. We don't actually have a choice in what we do. Just do what the game instructs you to do quickly. The quicker the better, because otherwise you're going to be sitting here for a while. Right, it's a Facebook issue. Still just doing what the game is instructing us to do. Now, none of these take any stamina or anything like that, so there will be even stuff in the chapter 1 that you don't do all of the objectives and you miss rewards. That's okay. You can go back to them after the reroll process. It is just important that the reroll process is made as short as possible. That's all you care about. The music in the game is pretty good. There is an auto battle, and once the auto battle does become available, we just start using that. But for the first few, we don't have access to that. I will talk about the actual battle process and HP attacks and bravery attacks in a different video. This is just going to be strictly for rerolling. Vivi does sound hilarious, and I don't know if we confirmed that they're going to be using Japanese voice acting. Oh, we do? Great, that's awesome. Because I am a big fan of a lot of the voices that I've been hearing and playing this game. Oops, shouldn't have done that. Vivi does a much better job breaking flans because Vivi's a mage. And that's just how it works. Sugoi. See how there's 3 objectives here? Sometimes you're not going to get them. Because sometimes you need to swap people out of the party in order to get those objectives. And under no circumstance do I want to do that, because that takes too much time. This is for re-rolling. That was bad. I believe we now get access to the auto battle option. See, I missed the objective there. Don't care. Now we get our first shot at a special gacha for the 3 characters, giving us a chance at a 15 CP weapon for each of them. You're required to do it. It's not that important which one you get. I got Vivi's. And now it's showing us how to upgrade. Definitely have to do all of this because it's tutorial. We got an upgrade material from the fight itself. We upgrade it. Goes to level 2, yay! And now we equip it. For starting out, Vivi is the best, but don't put too much weight on it. Because it's definitely an early game boost rather than a later game boost. Oh, skip. You don't get to choose. It's random of the 3. Alright, so we just got Saz, but they're gonna make us put Saz in the party. To make this game faster, make the reroll process faster, replace someone that is not holding your new 5-star, because they will make everything faster, so you want them out on every team from here on. Stupid bats and their evasion. Oh my god. See, Vivi is much stronger than he used to be. Missed those 3 upgrade materials. Don't care. It gets better, Asher, after we're given the option to auto battle. Which we don't have yet. Oh my god, man. There we go. This bobblehead Saz is too much. Skip. So now we have Tifa, but I don't want to change anybody. Now, we go and do the cloud stuff, because we need to do these objectives to unlock things. You see those on the map. This portal thing is like, it's like a wall. And once we complete objectives, then we can, we can get past it. And now you see that we have the auto battle weapon. Thank goodness. This is much faster than doing it myself. Sorry. So one of the objectives that needs to be done to get rid of that wall is to unlock Cloud. Now we just got Tifa, and I believe an objective for one of these specific battles is to use Tifa in it, but that's just for like an extra reward. Don't need that, because we can always just do that later. It would just take too much time to put Tifa in the party. Yeah, it's gonna take a fair amount of time per reroll. I think in the most ideal situation, you're probably going to run multiple instances. Am I going to run multiple instances? And trying to get a good reroll on each of them? Probably not. I'm going to do it the hard way. One instance at a time.
Yosh.
Because it is worth it, yeah. To reroll. So, we completed that objective, and now we can advance. Alright, I'll cover that in a second, once I'm done this Counting Kittens. Now see, you notice that the background music was Final Fantasy VII, because we were doing the whole Tifa Cloud thing, and now that we're doing Hope and Saz, we get some Final Fantasy 13 music. Right, it is not necessary to do every fight, so follow the route that I am taking right now. Because I am completing the objectives specifically to advance. Pretty sure this is the one? Alright, hold on. Shoot. It's this one, isn't it? Yeah, it's this one. Well, we're gonna find out here if it's the right one or not. Thank you very much, Dr. Coleman. Yatta. Okay, Rem. She was never that happy about anything in Type 0. Right, it was the top one. I don't think you have to do this. Obviously, whenever a character thing appears on the map, you're going to want to do that. Because you need to collect all the characters before they'll advance you to... They'll allow you to advance to the next chapter. And that's why we're doing the Ishtola battles now. Lands are so annoying with only one mage in the party. It seems weird to say that because Rem is an extremely powerful mage in her game. Not so much in this game for some reason. Now we get a Sola. I believe that unlocks. Yep. The gate is unlocked and now we move on. Vivi's just great. I'm very happy that we're allowed to start with Vivi. So we just got some character advancement stuff. See these little... Yeah, these things, each character has a different type. Well, you know, I'm not going to go into a tutorial about it. This is just for rerolling. Now we go back to the world map. Do the dialogue. We're getting to the end now.
おっさんが相手になるぜ。
I forget if it's better to auto through this. This is part of the tutorial, you're forced to use Chocobo here. Though why wouldn't you? He's dead. Manual is better. Oh, the auto doesn't exploit the weakness. So Vivi has his third ability is like a special bravery attack that does fire damage. So if Behemoth is weak to fire, then yeah, it's better to just manual through that. What are you gonna make me do now? Oh, right, summons. Summons. They're cool. Moving on. And we've completed first chapter. Or we've passed the first chapter. It's actually not clear or completely completed. Missed some objectives. There's some stuff we can go back for. But that is not what we're up to right now. Okay, so you want to go to the home screen. Actually, I don't know if you have to go to the home screen. I'll check in a second. This stuff won't be here. These are announcements. It's annoying that they put them in your face and you can't not do this. New account in a game that's a year old, so a lot of announcements to get through. Stop. Enough. Okay. No need to return. That's what I thought. Like, I came here and I saw the gifts. It's this. You want this icon right here. This will give you some special rewards, and that's what we're looking for. For completing the first chapter, we got a very, very special reward. 10,000 gems. And you don't have to go to the home screen to get that. So, let's go back to where we were. As soon as you complete the first chapter from here, you open this up and you can get this stuff directly. So you don't have to go back to that first one and go through all those tutorials. You don't want to do that, because if you're re-rolling, then you're going to have to do that every time anyway. So once you do that and you get your 10,000 gems, you see that we have 12,660 at the moment. If global meets all the goals that we get, we're going to have over 15,000. Then you click this, and that brings us to, it's like the relic draw screen. And JP currently has a few relic draws going for them right now. And you'll notice that this one is 5,000, 2,500, 2,500. It's because some draws are the first pull is half priced on. So that's going to be something that, I mean, I'm obviously going to be streaming directly at launch and going through all of this. You know, like, if there's more than one banner, you know, and how all of this expenditure is going to work, just so we can get the most out of our 15,000 gems. Right now, I'll just do a couple draws for the fun of it. I've got 3 2,500s to do and a 5,000. Let's have some fun. Just click to the end immediately. We got, and here's the important part, and we're going to be going over this for the rerolls themselves, is that we're looking for CP 35 weapons, not 15. So this would just be a dead draw. It's a uni-weapon, but it's not a CP 35 weapon. So it's basically, if you're playing Record Keeper, it's not only, yeah, it's an off banner as well. Yeah, it's just not, it's not good. It's like the difference between a 6-star and like a Super Soul Break. So move on. We'll do another 2,500. If you would like to go through the animation of all the 3 stars and stuff, you can, but you just click it once, it'll go right to the end. Just a Setzer CP 35, no bueno. Ugh. Squall CP 15, no good. One last draw. Which one should it be? Should be this banner because we haven't drawn on it yet. If Squall's on the banner, idea. And 2 CP 15s. So this would be a fail and we would reroll. Oh, confirmed Squall will be? Okay, then. Well, Squall's one of the better characters in the game, so... So this is unsuccessful. So what we do... Repeat the process. Clear data. All done. Relaunch game. That's it. I say that's it, but that did take a fair amount of time. But you'll get better at it. You'll definitely go faster than I did. Now, we don't know the contents of the first banner. I can go over a post that has been provided to us by the Opera Omnia Reddit community. And they're probably going to be a huge resource, just like Record Keepers is. So let's go take a look at that. And we can talk a little bit about the reroll process and who's worth rerolling for. Sorry, I haven't set this up yet, as you can clearly see. Oh, well, that is just not going to work, is it? Bear with the production value mishap going on here. All right, here we go. Global upcoming release, Mega Thread and Fag. Frequently asked questions. Link to this has been posted in chat. And what we're going to go in, because we're talking about the re-rolling, we're just going to go all the way down to where the re-rolling happens. What do I re-roll for? I'm just going to read this word for word. This is a subjective list. But we all know it's going to be there anyway, and everyone will ask for it. I personally think the JP version doesn't let us know enough to be sure that the character you're aiming for truly stays future-proof. And from what I've seen of the game, this is absolutely true. Just like the tier lists that I do for Record Keeper, they're not only subjective, but it cannot be exact. But it is at least something. It's more than diving into this blind. Because there are characters that we know that either are good now or are not good now and become good later. And we're going to talk about those here. Characters constantly get tiny and massive buffs here and there, such as Terra jumping from a C-rated character to a double S. So if you disagree with any of my points, do point them out. It's not me. I did not write this post. This list is by no means perfect. It's important to note that at the beginning of the game, people recommend each other to use the characters you have the weapons for. This is because even though a fully leveled character has all skills unlocked and upgraded, they don't deal nearly as much damage as when you own their respective weapon passive. And you saw that with VV and my auto-battling in the latter half of that reroll process, is that VV was just doing so much more damage than everybody else. On top of that, they often come with additional effects, extra buffs, buffs last longer, additional stun poison effects, skill adds bravery to the entire team, as soon as it becomes area of effect instead of a single target, etc. Therefore, you will see many people reroll. Yes, definitely, to reiterate what Adia just said, is please, just as you do for the record keeper information that we have, the people that contribute to the community deserve a lot of support. And Rem is the one who made this. It's one of the Reddit mods for the Opera Omnia sub. Okay, I propose 3 different pulling strategies. Outside of these 3, pulling for your favorite characters is one of the best ways to play. I can't imagine any regret or wasting my gems on the likes of Squall, Ramza, and Kuja, simply because they are amongst my favorite characters. And so far, Square Enix has shown that they want to try and constantly balance all characters to approximately equal levels of usability. So, same thing with Record Keeper. There are multiple ways to play, and as long as you prefer that way and you've chosen to go down that route, it is not the wrong one. That doesn't necessarily succeed though, so that's why I'm starting this reroll guide. The one condition that applies to all 3 categories, or all 3 strategies, the characters in this list are characters that you find within the first 5 chapters, around 25 characters. Strategy number 1. You want a good team as soon as the game gets released, but the characters didn't get buffed later, vanilla JP style. These rules are simple. You want to play now and not try to take into account the future, because you want a team that excels in content at release. A valuable source on the Discord showed up last night saying that they're going to receive many of the quality of life updates that JP already has. So this strategy might not be as useful when you find out what the game meta looks like at release. Look for notes under Strategy 2 for potential underdogs showing up after buffs. What this means is these were characters that were extremely powerful upon launch for JP. Since our timetable is actually going to be advanced a little bit because we are starting the game late and they're giving us some buffs like guaranteed 5-star on banners, this is probably not the list that you want to be using, and that's why I'm going to skip over it right now. So we're going to go right to Strategy 2, which actually doesn't have a little list set up for it. So I'm going to read off what it says, and then we're going to move to Strategy 3, which is probably going to be the one that most people look at. So Strategy 2, you want a good team as soon as the game will get released, but the characters did get buffed, probably go global at release. What this is characters that were good when they launched and kept on being good. Strategy 3 is the use your advantage, use your foresight to your advantage, and get a selection of weapons that remain future-proof. You're mainly looking at the very far away future. So some of these are going to be far away, some of them are going to be in the near future, but we're going to take a look at this list, and that is, I cannot guarantee anyone that Global gets the exact same treatment as JP, therefore take this with a grain of salt. That is especially because this kind of strategy is a bit bizarre, as this list may dramatically change in a month from now on. So that's kind of what I went over in the reroll process itself, is that we don't know what we're starting out with. So it is kind of hard to go into this. So what I'm going to do is, as soon as the game starts up and we see what we have available to us, like what quality of life updates that we have, what characters are on the banners that we have available at the start, so we know where to spend our gems and how to spend them and what to reroll for. This is all subject to change. So we're just gonna, this is just a bit of a primer, but it's not like a guideline that we can follow immediately. This is definitely incomplete, very incomplete. So first of all, we have Vaughn. And Vaughn appeared on both lists. Vaughn is just one of the best characters in the game. DPS King skills get powered up, and his awakening passives grant him quicker mastery and additional ability usage for his abilities, meaning he starts his double attacks after merely a single use already. Hot damn. That doesn't mean anything to me. It just, from what I've heard, that Vaughn is just an extremely powerful character. Yes. It has been said that we will be getting guaranteed 5-star from the very beginning. Next up, Terra. Terra is up there with Vaughn. DPS Queen. Not only did buffs take place, but her awakening passives further increase the enormous strength of her, capable of bolstering her own max bravery around the 12k to 15k by herself. It just means Terra is really good. Terra is very self-sufficient, so she's basically good for everybody. So next up, Cloud. Stunlocking is a mere bonus now. Dealing more DPS and making sure the team gets the job done in as few actions as possible is starting to become a tough job starting from Chapter 11. Finishing touch helps in that aspect, granting more bravery, HP damage, and other bonuses from chases. Cloud is also an extremely good character. Butts comes up next. Bartz is kind of similar in the way that he is in Record Keeper, in that he kind of scales with the game itself. The stronger enemies get, the stronger his magic missile gets. It halves enemy bravery, so this is definitely something that scales with the game, making Bartz one of the better characters in a power creep game, which is most certainly will be. Looking at the Bahamut EX right now, it is 20k bravery. And once mastered, grants bravery to the entire team. Normally, when you see bravery to the entire team, that's probably going to be a good thing, based on max bravery, which is a sweet addition along with characters such as Terra and Vaughn, who tend to keep spamming their bravery and HP attacks. Bartz is a very good character. Yuna. I've heard very, very good things about Yuna. On the same lines that we just heard about Bartz, is that she grants bravery to the entire team. And not only is it a bravery grant to the entire team, but it's Asuna as well. So Asuna granting bravery to the entire team, along with Cheer becoming Area of Effect, and granting Prayer of the Faith buff makes her an amazing bravery battery. Not enough? Asuna removes debuffs and extends buffs by 1 turn. Prayer of the Faith grants max bravery and bravery regen, and heals the party actively. That's just a huge, huge support character, and that's why you see her at very high. She enables DPS characters to be pretty powerful. Warrior of Light. Notice that the 3 starting characters that we get in the game are Warrior of Light, Vivi, and Rem. So Warrior of Light is actually a pretty good character, and we do have the potential of getting an item for him from the initial draw, which is why I think pulling Warrior of Light's weapon is pretty good too, as well as Vivi's. Rem is definitely, as Adia said in chat, is probably the weakest. Warrior of Light, best tank. Shine Shields now grants an enormous max bravery buff to the ally, making Warrior of Light a good support character for various purposes. Cecil. Some may disagree that I initially ranked him lower as Cloud, especially because his offensive power is slightly stronger. Valiant Blow turns into a bravery HP attack, and he has the advantage of dealing an area effect bravery attack. The drawback, he loses HP when using his skills. If you can afford to bring a healer, like Eiko or Yuna, you should be fine. Triggering the additional max bravery when his HP is under 20% is not as easy though, nearly uncontrollable in fights that deal with area of effect HP damage. To top it off, he goes against the nature of fights that have one clear condition that limits how much HP you can suffer at the end of the battle. And a little edit at the end, it was confirmed on Discord that Cecil's self-inflicted HP damage does not actually affect your score, so she is back to ranking Cecil and Cloud equally. Cecil is a complicated character, but a good one. Furion. It looks like we're getting down to the mediums now. We got Furion. Appears to be ranked SS according to Ultima. We don't really listen to Ultima for Record Keeper. I don't know if that's going to be any different for Emperor Omnia. Also appears to be quite powerful when his HP is over 50% of his max. Makes it even better that he's able to heal himself. The latter helps with conditions such as don't lose more than 6,000 HP, etc. Y'shtola is a bravery battery, not as impressive as other characters despite already receiving her level cap awakening. That's why Y'shtola is a medium. She's basically just, it sounds like a not as good version of Yuna. And Onion Knight, unknown. Yep, these lists are definitely incomplete. But at least this is a start. And I will be going over this a lot more when the game is launched and I learn more about the game.